morning students, today we shall learn a new poem of class 10th English, the ball poem, and this ball poem is from your book First Flight, and the poem is written by John Berryman. So dear children, here some words and their meanings are given here. See here. There is what merrily means cheerful, bouncing means jumping up and down, grief means sorrow, rigid means fixed, and trembling means shaking will be there here. Intrude means invader, understood, or intervene will be there also. Harbor, there is dock or port. Dime means 10 cents, and that is the in United States of America, it is used to cent. Okay, and you see this is possession means ownership in this, okay. And see here, external means what? That means external, what it is described here in this poem, understood. External means we have to understand here things which feelings are not attached, okay. And worthless, that is valueless or useless will be there here. And epistemology, that is what? Knowledge. And this word is derived from Greek. This is what the Greek word epistem means knowledge. Epistemology is used here, and which means that is knowledge will be there here. Okay. So dear children, so before we enter into the poem, so we have to learn a little bit about the poet. And the poet John Berryman was born on 25th October 1914 in Oklahoma. He was an American poet and a scholar. So he was a major figures of the 20th century's American poetry, and he was considered as a key figures in the conventional schools poetry. So dear children, so what about the theme of the poem, the ball poem, we'll see it here. So in this poem, so for the little boy, his ball is the first thing he has ever held dear, and however he has never since considered the possibility that he might one day lose his ball. Okay, and it is only when that happens he realizes that it was his responsibility to keep the ball safe. So, and you see, the boy quickly realizes that everything he will ever own will be his responsibility. So he also realizes that things will get lost from time to time, and money simply cannot replace them all. So as he is learning these lessons, he is growing up. He will never again be as innocent as he was before the loss of his ball. He will never be naive enough to not feel the pressures of his responsibilities. This is a very painful thing for the poet to watch, you see here. So in this poem, children, the ball symbolizes our family or friends. One thing you remember here. So in this poem, the ball symbolizes our family or our friends whom we love, and the loss of the ball symbolizes their death. That means our family members and our friends, and the loss of ball symbolizes here their death. Remember this, okay? As we grow older, we will become more and more accustomed to seeing our loved ones die. We will learn how to deal with such a loss and to move on from it as well. So death may grieve us or cause us to feel depressed, but sooner or later we must overcome those feelings and start living our normal life again. So dear children, so let's enter into the poem here, okay. So the first stanza that is here. So what is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily there it is the water. So dear children, in these lines, the poet asks his readers a question. He has seen a young boy's balls rolling away from him, bouncing happily on its way, and finally falling into the water. He asks his readers what the boy should do now. What the boy should do now. So next answer will say, children, there is no use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his balls went. I would not intrude on him a dime. Another ball is worthless now. So dear children, in this line, the poet thinks for a moment that he ought to console the boy who has lost his balls by telling him that there will be other balls just like that one which he will come across sooner or later. However, he understands that such false consolations will not make the boy feel any better. A feeling of grief has come over the boy. He stands very still for some time and then starts shivering all over, shaking all over. He watches the ball going into the harbor and down in the water, and he feels that his childhood has also taken the same. Childhood has also taken the same route away from him. So at such a time, the poet feels that it would be wrong to go up to the boy and intrude on his solitude. Giving him a dime to purchase another ball will not hold any value for him. Giving him a dime, that means what? There is a ball and which cost very less, that is only 10 cents. And so giving him a dime means 10 cents. So to purchase another ball will not hold any value of him. So children, we shall proceed to last, that is the third stanza. He senses fast responsibility. He senses fast responsibility. In a world of possessions, people will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. Money is external. In this line, the poet tells us that the little boy is undergoing a transformation. How he is undergoing a transformation, we shall see it here. He is just now coming to the realization that the boy was his responsibility. So children, we have our also responsibilities, remember this. As many things will be after this. Okay, the boy, so that means a realization came to that boy that the boy was his responsibility, as many things will be after this. So in this world, everything you own or everything we owned is our responsibilities. Okay, and we must keep those things safe, remember this. Okay, however, nothing you own will be your forever. And you see, however, nothing we own will be our forever. Other people will take away your ball, or other people will take away our ball, or it will get lost in some way or the other. So no one will buy another ball for us or for you children, remember this. Okay, money is only something you can show up, but ultimately it cannot buy you the inner peace. That inner peace, it is stated over here, that cannot be bought by the money, remember this. Okay, here the ball is a symbol for all of one possessions and the poet is saying that we'll certainly lose them one day. We'll certainly lose them one day, and that they cannot be easily replaced. Now we'll move to the last stanza, or there is the fourth stanza. He is learning while behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of laws, how to stand up. So knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. So this is what the fourth stanza. Children, he is learning while behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of laws, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. So dear children, this is what about the fourth stanza. That means in this stanza or in these lines, the poet says that the boy's eyes have become filled with an awful sadness. That means the boy's eyes is full of sadness, but that behind all the grief, or behind all the sorrow, he is learning an important lesson. So dear children, here an important lessons to learn, all of us remember this year. He is learning about the loss of things one considers precious. The precious things, that means learning about the loss of things one considers precious. So he is learning a lesson that every man must learn, understood, and one that man must learn again and again. So here the learning things for us, then we all have to learn. Okay, he is learning how to accept the loss, and one that man must learn again and again. That means for children, he is learning how to accept the loss and then move on. So we have to learn here how to accept the loss, and we have to move on. Suddenly the boy is brought back to his senses after hearing the sound of a whistle nearby. He can no longer see the ball at all. And you see, the boy no longer the boy no longer can see the ball at all. So dear children, what about the summary of the poem? Let's see it here. That means the poem is about a boy. The poem is about a boy who loses a ball in the water. Okay, and you see he is very upset there, and his eyes is full of sadness. So though the ball does not cost too much, it gives a shock to him. Okay, and you see he keeps staring at the place where his ball has gone. And you see the poet sees all this, but he does not intervene or interfere with the boy's reminiscences to give him consolations. The poet thinks that the loss of the ball will teach the boy a lesson of accepting the loss with tolerance and pleasure. So dear children, so whatever things we are losing, we have to learn from that, understood. That means what? To tolerance the loss, okay, and to keep our things carefully. So we have to be very careful of our belongings, understood. That should not be lost. Okay, so everyone has to lose something or the other in this world. Still they have to survive and fulfill their obligations. So this loss makes the boy learn that gains and losses are part and parcel of life. So children, we have to also learn here the gain and losses are the part of our life, and there is also the parcels of our life. One should accept them as a common matter. and we should accept them as a common matter. Remember this. So this is all about the poem, children. The ball poem written by John Berryman. Okay, so children, we have finished this poem here, understood? So I hope it will bless you. It will help you a lot. God bless you.